This is North Park's first music video, and I promised them that I would make them a banger. I have no idea how the hell I'm gonna make this video interesting. The concept is based on our hometown. It's really not that interesting at all. The only real thing that saved my ass on this shoot was all the B-roll that I got. So today, I'm gonna dive right into my B-roll editing process for my latest project, Wasteland by North Park. Let's jump right in. By now, we all know that B-roll can make or break your video, so I want to share my secrets of how I leveled up my B-roll editing process. When the band North Park came to me with their idea, it was a very specific video that they had referenced. So I already had a really good idea of what they were looking for. The main focus of the video is the band performance, but the B-roll helps to spice things up and just to give the video a little bit more personality. So in the simplest terms, B-roll is just anything that isn't played along with the audio. So all of the performance takes would be considered an A-roll, and the B-roll is everything else. B-roll is specifically used to complement any A-roll. For this example, we have a lot of different B-roll that we mix into our main performance shots. And I found that I can always organize all of my B-roll in these 5 main types. These are the wide establishing shots, the close-up shots, the reaction or outtake shots, lifestyle or movement shots, and lastly, the special effects shot. And that's the thing about B-roll. It adds so much personality and character to the video, even if it's just a funny outtake. So don't be afraid to include all those moments because it can make a huge difference. Let's jump into the editing software. I use Premiere Pro, but you can use whatever you like. So now that we're on to cutting B-roll, I'm going to start by labeling my footage here. So I have 5 different types that I'm going to be labeling everything as, and then I'm going to start cutting the footage and putting it off to the side here. Here we go. This is a profile shot, so I'm going to label that as yellow for profile. Now when I drag it in, it's yellow right there. So see, something like this is like pretty simple, right? If I see a face, if I see people in the shot, then I'm gonna put them as like people labeled, which for this was brown, the lifestyle hangout shots. So now if you were to just drag all these in, you see they all have their different colors and stuff. Before you even start editing, make sure your B-roll is properly labeled and sorted so you make it easier to find whatever you're looking for. Use the same list of ideas to color code all your footage. What I like to do is open it up in the source monitor by double clicking. I'm just gonna click an in point and then just drag the footage in. I'm not gonna worry about dragging from the picture because when you drag the picture in, as you can see at the bottom there is an audio layer. We don't need the audio and I'm gonna delete it anyway, so we're just gonna drag in from here. Now be sure to just keep everything when you're going through this process. You know, you never know what you're gonna need to use, and it's always good to have it. When choosing shots, think about what you want to emphasize in your video. Do you want to focus on a specific location or emphasize a certain action that's happening in your B-roll? Also make sure to show a sequence of actions. Choose shots that help to tell the story you're trying to convey. When adding shots, try to mix it up between close-up, mid shots, and wide shots. This helps keep the video visually interesting and dynamic. Now that you have all of your selects, we got to find a spot for everything. Start by sorting sequences in a linear fashion, even if it's not going to play out that way. It's always good to know the order of the sequence that you're editing. Also, be mindful of the transitions between shots. For music videos, your effects should always have a purpose. I also like to keep it to 5 effect types max. Try not to go over that or your video's gonna become too visually overwhelming. An example of an effect would be a glitch, a zoom or a pan, masks, vintage effects, or whatever else you can think of. Organization, creativity, and shot selection are the key to taking your B-roll to the next level. And as always, keep pushing the limits and exploring new ways to tell your story using B-roll. And now that all your shots are in place, you can move on to color grading. Every shot needs its own special attention, so be sure to click the link on the cards to learn how to color grade your next music video.